These are my favorite.
They're awesome. And
They're
I can't.
so good.
So when we first started doing these videos, we said we would do this, and I can't believe we've not done this one yet. This is a recipe I've made probably 30 times. It is a gluten-free zucchini muffin with chocolate chips. So it's gluten-free, dairy-free. You can actually sub out the egg if you want to make it vegan. We're going to use an egg in this one, but makes 12 muffins. They're healthy, delicious, so filling. They've got a ton of zucchini, and it's in our Healthy Living Revolution cookbook. One of the very
I keep forgetting that's where it is.
Yeah, one of the very first recipes that I made when we started doing the shred a couple years ago.
Got it.
And they are frequently in my freezer so that I can pull one out and have them as a snack or breakfast.
Well, Heather brought them on a trip. So all of us girls sat around and had one of these muffins in the morning, and they're just, I was wishing you would have brought more because I would have had.
Well, you can get some today. So super easy. I should have melted this before. I know. So we're gonna do coconut oil. We've got 4 tablespoons of coconut oil melted. And we are gonna add some organic coconut sugar. Now what the recipe says is 3/4 of a cup. I only use a 1/2 of a cup for a couple reasons. It makes them a little more savory and not quite as sweet, and it's just less calories.
Right.
So this is just a natural organic coconut sugar from Trader Joe's. I try to sub that in my baking when I can. It's a good substitute for brown sugar and white sugar, and so we'll add that to the melted coconut oil.
Yeah.
So 1 second, let me get that out of the microwave.
Or not.
Sorry. Okay, you want to mix?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so I'm going to add you a 1/2 cup of our organic coconut sugar.
Sorry, I like this. I like this.
Okay.
Butter you all.
Butter y'all. That was a gift from Paula Dean. Someone went to Paula Dean.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because I got one too. Who gave it to us?
Dina.
Dina. Okay.
Paula Dean did not personally give that to us.
I think she may have.
She may have.
She
Yeah.
may have.
She saw our YouTube video and she was like, "Oh my gosh, they are amazing."
And then she saw Dina and said, "Hey Dina, can you please give these to the 2 hungry neighbors?" That's exactly how it happened.
That's exactly what happened. Okay, next we're gonna add dry ingredients. This is a teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of baking powder, and a teaspoon of Himalayan salt. And you can use sea salt. And then we are adding 1.5 cups of gluten-free flour.
Okay, so and what is this? Do you know?
It's gluten-free. Yeah, gluten-free flour from Trader Joe's.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a gluten-free flour blend from Trader Joe's. And then this is two medium zucchini shredded. And this is where we're getting all of our moisture, so she clearly needs that in here.
It's a little
To
dry.
be able to mix. And we're gonna mix that in. Okay, and it takes kind of a minute. I would say the hardest part about this recipe is what she's gonna do right now. Kind of getting the moisture of the zucchini mixed with the flour. It's difficult, and it just takes, it's not difficult, it just takes a little bit of time to kind of get everything moist. And you're gonna see here in a minute, right now you just see a lot of flour, but we're gonna get a little bit of a, more of a dough. And so, and then we're gonna add 1 egg. Okay. So that'll help a little bit more.
I think this might be my workout for the day.
Yeah, it's your workout.
My arm workout.
All right, so that's basically it, other than our 1/2 cup of our vegan chocolate chips. We use a dairy-free, soy-free chocolate chip. You can use regular chocolate chips if you want, but we're just going with the theme of keeping this dairy-free and gluten-free if you choose to.
So this is a really, really thick.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like your typical muffin batter.
No, it's not going to be liquidy at all. It's pretty thick, and they're a very dense muffin. And so I like to keep these in the fridge or freezer. I love them cold. They're so good. With the chocolate chips are kind of hard and cold, and they're delicious. So, but you're doing a good job.
Am I?
Look at
Thank
that.
you.
That's exactly what you're supposed to do. It's exactly what it's supposed to look like. But yeah, it's almost like a bread dough, isn't it?
I think it's even tougher than that.
Is it tougher than that? Okay. So you're not doing it wrong. Do you want me to do this part? Do a break?
I'm good.
Continue
I'm good.
burning calories.
I'm good.
So you're not doing it wrong if it seems pretty thick. And I, just keep going with it.
See, I'm glad you said that, because if you would have told me that, I would have been adding liquid.
Right. I know. Well, the first time I made it, I put the chocolate chips in early. Well, they melted with the coconut oil. And so so they were brown muffins, like chocolate muffins, and that's fine too. I like the bite into a chocolate chip.
I do too.
So I like to add them at the end. So these look more, you know, kind of a, you see the zucchini in it. But if you're trying to hide the zucchini from your kids, then you probably want to melt the chocolate chips, put it in with the coconut oil, and mix that in first, because then you're going to have a brown muffin, and the kiddos won't see the.
Smart.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, which I think is how the recipe was intended. It's just not how I did it. So we're just gonna do, and these are pretty.
So
they're not heaping.
Okay, so,
Yeah, so just
one scoop.
Just do one scoop. You may have to go back, but yeah, that's it. Yeah, just one scoop, and then we're gonna bake these, and we may go back and put a little on, but we're gonna bake these at 375 for 15 minutes. They do not, you know, rise a lot. They're gonna be pretty flat muffin. Again, they're very dense, but they are full of flavor and they're full of nutrition. I mean, honestly, the zucchini is the biggest part of this recipe. There's 2 huge zucchini just in 12 muffins. So, yeah, we'll get these baked up and be right back with you. How pretty. Usually makes 12, but I think I might get it out of there. Just wait, that's right.
No, I'm gonna keep it on.
I got nothing else.
People love watching me do this shit.
Well, I probably do, actually. I had no other commentary to add.
This is
We have
it.
11 muffins, people.
Perfect. So it made 11.
Yep. All right. They smell delicious.
Okay, so how long do they bake?
15 minutes, 375.
15 minutes. These look so good.
Yes, they.
When they're still warm.
I know they're still warm, and I like them better cold, but they're great warm too. But yeah, they're just healthy. I think these are about 125, 150 calories. They figured out once, and again, they're just filled with zucchini, and you can barely see it in these muffins. But if you do melt the chocolate, you won't be able to see it at all. So I think the kiddos would love them.
Yeah, because you want to keep the skin on. Because
Yeah.
that's where you get a lot of
The nutrition, absolutely.
Okay.
So I'd say give them a try. They're super easy, great to just keep in your freezer and enjoy at any time.
They look delicious.
Yeah.
So we'll make sure we drop the recipe below. Please hit subscribe and leave any comments that you would, any questions.
Yeah, let us know what you think.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
See ya.